I'm glad you're here. This moment is where everything can change. Ever feel stuck at a crossroads? You see the life you want, but it feels out of reach. Today, we're breaking through that wall. I'll share 3 powerful truths, the secret sauce for transforming your life. I'm handing you the keys to the life you've been dreaming of. This is deep, soulful work. These truths only work if you commit. Dive in and immerse yourself. It requires focus, energy, and belief. If you're ready, what we're about to do will change everything. Inhale possibility, exhale doubt. You're here for a reason. Step into your power and become the architect of your destiny. Let's begin the first day of your new life. We all have mountains in our lives, don't we? Those big, scary, overwhelming challenges that seem impossible to climb. It could be a career that feels like a dead end, a relationship that's lost its spark, a financial hole that seems to get deeper every day, or a health issue that casts a shadow over everything. We stand at the bottom, looking up at this massive rocky peak, and we feel so small, so powerless. The truth is, we are stuck because of our lack of clarity. It's the fog, not the mountain, that keeps us paralyzed. When you don't know exactly what you're facing, you can't possibly map out a path. You must stop staring at the overwhelming, foggy mountain and start focusing on creating a crystal-clear map. Because the moment you gain clarity, the moment you can see the challenge for what it truly is, the fog begins to lift. And the mountain, well, it starts to look a whole lot smaller. It's time for clarity mapping. Start with a pen and paper, or your journal, or a document on your computer. Identify your exact challenge and write it down. Get specific. Be brutally honest. Put it onto the page where you can see it in black and white. Writing it down makes it tangible and manageable. It's a sentence on a page that can be dealt with. See it for what it is, a current situation that can be changed. You are not your challenge. This is the first step to taking your power back. What is the single biggest challenge that is standing between you and the life you want? Write it down and let's get ready for the next step. Now that you have your challenge, we're moving on to step 2 of our clarity map. Write down the ideal resolution. What does the after look like? If this challenge were beautifully resolved, what would your reality be? We need details. Your mind needs to know exactly what destination you're programming into your personal GPS. This step shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. Your energy flows where your attention goes. Write a new heading, My Ideal Resolution, and describe it. Write it in the present tense as if it has already happened. Use powerful, positive, emotional words. This is a declaration of intent. You are telling yourself and the universe, this is where I am going. You've defined the challenge and your destination. Now create 3 actionable micro steps you can take right now to move toward your ideal resolution. Why 3? Because it's manageable and inspires action. And why micro steps? Because massive change happens through small, consistent movements. These steps must be simple, clear, and something you have 100% control over. Completing these small steps creates momentum and builds your self-belief. This is how you climb the mountain. Not by staring at the summit, but by focusing on the very next step in front of you. So look at your ideal resolution right now. What are the first 3 tiny steps you can take to move in that direction? Write them down. I want to tell you a story about Tony Robbins. It's easy to look at him now, a titan of industry, and think he was just born that way. But that's not the truth. Tony came from very humble, very difficult beginnings. He was living in a tiny apartment in Venice, California, feeling completely lost and desperate. He was at a point of absolute despair. Tony did something that changed the entire trajectory of his life. He got clear. He pulled out a journal and started to write. This was his line in the sand. His story is a powerful testament to the fact that it doesn't matter where you start. The moment you get clear, you get powerful. As you embark on this journey, I need to be your guide and point out some common traps. The first is waiting for the perfect time, which doesn't exist. The second trap is setting vague goals. The third, and perhaps most fatal mistake, is a failure to take action. Be mindful of these traps. Push past the urge to wait, force yourself to be specific, and honor the commitments you make to yourself. Every time you avoid one of these traps, you move one step closer to the life that is waiting for you. I want to share a little secret with you about how your brain works. Deep inside your brainstem, there's a network of neurons called the reticular activating system, or the RAS for short. Think of the RAS as the master filter for your mind. The RAS's job is to filter information and only allow what's important to you to come through to your conscious awareness. Here's the key. You tell it what's important. Whatever you focus on, the RAS is programmed to find more of it in your environment. When you create a clarity map, you are giving your reticular activating system a new, powerful, and specific set of instructions. Suddenly, your brain's filter starts working for you, not against you. As you implement your clarity map, reviewing it daily, you'll notice a shift in your perception. Obstacles become detours, guiding you forward. The world doesn't change, but your experience does, because you've changed your lens. You shift towards actively creating solutions, from passive victim to active creator. Opportunities appear where you saw dead ends. Your reticular activating system serves up resources matching your new blueprint. Clarity becomes a magnet for success. See coincidences as evidence the process is working. Keep dancing and watch the world dance with you. The fog is lifting. The path is clearer, isn't it? We have laid the foundation. We have drawn the map. You now hold in your hands the power of clarity, the essential first key to unlocking any challenge that stands in your way. You understand that the problem is never the mountain, it's the fog. You've learned how to dispel that fog by defining your exact challenge, crystallizing your ideal resolution, and outlining 3 simple, actionable micro-steps to begin your journey. You've seen through the story of Tony Robbins how this single principle can be the turning point between a life of despair and a life of destiny. And you now know the secret of your brain's own filtering system and how to command it to work for you. This first hack, clarity mapping, is the logical, strategic, and foundational piece of the puzzle. It's the blueprint. It's the what and the how. It organizes your mind and directs your physical actions in the world. But having a map is only part of the equation. A map can show you the way, but it cannot provide the fuel for the journey. To truly accelerate your progress and begin attracting your desired outcome with even greater force, you need to engage the other, equally powerful part of your being, your heart, your emotions. The next hack we are going to explore is the engine that will power your journey. It's what turns a black and white blueprint into a living, breathing Technicolor reality. It's the magnetic force that pulls your destination toward you even as you walk toward it. We've dealt with the mind, now we must engage the heart. We've handled the strategy, now we must activate the energy. Are you ready to learn how to feel your future into existence? Are you ready to understand how your emotions are the most powerful manifesting tool you possess? Stay with me, because what's coming next is pure magic, but it's a magic that you can learn to control. We are about to dive into the world of emotional rehearsal. This is where we move beyond just thinking about our goals and start living them from the inside out. This is how you become a vibrational match for the success, the love, the health, and the abundance you desire. The map is in your hand. Now it's time to start the engine. Let's move on to our second life-changing hack. Welcome back. You've created your clarity map, and the path forward is clearer than it has ever been. We're going to learn the second hack, which I call emotional rehearsal. Emotional rehearsal is emotionally experiencing your success before it has physically manifested. It's about generating the feelings you would have as if your ideal resolution were already your current reality. The primary language of the universe is the language of emotion. Your emotional state is a vibrational signal that you are constantly broadcasting. When you intentionally practice feeling the emotions of your success, you begin to change your vibrational signal. You are becoming a vibrational match to the reality you wish to create. You must first feel good, and then the external world will rearrange itself to match. So how do we practice emotional rehearsal? Find a quiet place and take out your clarity map. Read your ideal resolution a few times. Now, close your eyes and step into the scene of your success. Visualize your challenge being resolved. Make the scene real. What are you wearing? What do you smell? How would you feel if this were real right now? Generate that feeling in your body. Stay in this emotional state. You are teaching your body what your future feels like. The universe has no choice but to reflect that reality back to you. Practice this daily. There is a very famous story that illustrates the power of clarity with emotional rehearsal. It's the story of Jim Carrey. Before the big movies, Jim was a struggling actor with a burning desire. One night, he drove to Mulholland Drive, overlooking Los Angeles. He wrote himself a check for $10 million, post-dated 3 years in the future. He carried it everywhere, taking it out daily. He was doing his emotional rehearsal, feeling what it would feel like to have that money. Just before Thanksgiving of 1995, he found out he was going to make $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. His story is a reminder that you have to claim your dream and then feel it into reality. I believe deeply in gratitude because I use it every day to create joy and connection. I had a clear vision, a feeling of connection, service, and making a difference. Every morning, I would sit in quiet reflection and emotionally rehearse the experience. I would visualize people feeling seen, heard, and understood. Before I record a video, I take a moment, close my eyes, and emotionally rehearse it. I feel gratitude for you and visualize you having your own aha moment. I'm sharing a sacred practice. Rehearse the feeling, generate the gratitude in advance, because what you appreciate, appreciates. It's important to understand the common pitfalls of emotional rehearsal so you can avoid them. The first mistake is engaging in shallow emotion. It's a mental exercise, not an emotional one. The universe responds to the feeling itself. Another major pitfall is inconsistency. To overcome that inertia, you need daily, consistent practice. Finally, a common mistake is focusing only on the outcome and not the journey. When you fall in love with the journey, the destination takes care of itself. I want you to start thinking about your emotional energy in a new way. I want you to think of it as your most valuable currency. It's more valuable than time, more valuable than money. Because how you spend your emotional energy determines the quality of your entire life. Every single day you wake up with a certain amount of this precious currency, and you get to choose how you spend it. You can spend it on worry, on anger, on resentment, on replaying old hurts. Or you can choose to invest it. You can invest it in gratitude, in joy, in peace, in love, in rehearsing the feelings of your dreams come true. Every time you engage in a low vibration emotion like fear or frustration, you are making a withdrawal from your energetic bank account. You are depleting your creative power. These emotions are heavy, dense, and slow-moving. They are the frequency of the problem. They keep you anchored in the very reality you are trying to change. Think about how you feel physically when you are worried or angry. Your body tenses up. Your breathing becomes shallow. You feel drained. That is the feeling of your life force, your creative currency, being spent on things that do not serve you. On the other hand, every time you intentionally cultivate an elevated emotion through your emotional rehearsal, you are making a powerful deposit into your energetic bank account. You are investing in your future. Emotions like love, joy, and gratitude are high frequency, light, and fast-moving. They are the frequency of the solution. They raise your vibration and literally lift you up. Think about how you feel when you are genuinely happy or grateful. Your body feels light, your heart feels open, you feel expansive and full of energy. That is the feeling of your creative currency being invested wisely. Your job, every single day, is to be a conscious steward of this precious currency. It's to catch yourself when you are spending it on low vibration states and to gently, lovingly, redirect your focus and your feelings toward the states you wish to cultivate. This is what it means to raise your vibration. It's not some mystical, out-there concept. It's a practical, moment-to-moment choice to invest your emotional energy in the feelings of the future you want to create, rather than spending it on the feelings of the past you want to leave behind. Let's talk more about this idea of becoming a vibrational match. Everything in the universe is energy, and all energy vibrates at a certain frequency. Your thoughts and emotions are energy, and they have their own unique vibrational signature. Your current reality, your job, your relationships, your health, your bank account, is also energy, vibrating at a frequency that is a perfect match to your dominant state of being. The law of attraction simply states that, like attracts like. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. It's not personal, it's physics. So, if you want to attract a different reality, a reality where your challenge is resolved, you cannot do it from your current vibrational state. You cannot create a future of abundance from a feeling of lack. You cannot create a future of love from a feeling of loneliness. You cannot create a future of health from a feeling of sickness. Trying to do so is like trying to tune your car radio to 103.5 FM while the dial is still set at 92.1 FM. You can't hear the music on the new station because you are not tuned to its frequency. To change the station, you have to change your dial. Your emotional rehearsal is the act of consciously changing your dial. When you sit down and feel the feelings of your wish fulfilled, you are intentionally tuning your own vibration to the frequency of your desired reality. You are practicing being on that new station. You are becoming a vibrational match for what you want to attract. You are sending a new, clear, powerful signal out into the quantum field that says, "This is my new frequency. This is who I am now." And when your signal is strong and consistent, the universe must respond by sending you experiences that match that new frequency. This is why it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You have to embody the feeling. You have to become the person who is already living that reality. You have to walk, talk, think, and feel from that state of being as much as possible. The more you can live in the emotional home of your future, the faster that future will collapse from a state of potential into your physical, three-dimensional reality. Your work is not to chase the outcome. Your work is to become a vibrational match for it. This practice of emotional rehearsal isn't just spiritual wisdom. It's being proven by modern science, particularly in the field of neurocardiology. Scientists at institutes like the HeartMath Institute have discovered that our heart is so much more than just a pump. It's a highly complex information processing center with its own brain of about 40,000 neurons, and it sends far more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. The heart actually generates the body's most powerful and extensive rhythmic electromagnetic field. This field, which can be measured several feet away from the body, changes based on your emotional state. When you are experiencing stressful emotions like anger or frustration, the rhythm of your heart becomes chaotic and incoherent. This incoherent signal is sent to your brain, and it actually inhibits your higher cognitive functions. It makes it harder to think clearly, to solve problems, and to be creative. This is the physiological state of being stuck. Your heart and brain are out of sync, and your body is in a state of stress. However, when you experience elevated heart-centered emotions like love, care, and gratitude, the very emotions we cultivate during emotional rehearsal, something miraculous happens. Your heart's rhythm becomes smooth, orderly, and coherent. This coherent signal is sent to your brain, and it does the opposite of stress. It enhances your cognitive function. It facilitates creativity, improves your intuition, and makes you more resilient. This state is called heart coherence, and it is the optimal state for healing, learning, and creation. It's the physiological state of being in the flow. So when you practice emotional rehearsal, you are literally changing your own physiology. You are consciously creating heart coherence. You are moving your body out of a state of stress and survival and into a state of creation and repair. You are harmonizing the communication between your heart and your brain. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about creating a biological state within yourself that is more conducive to the very change you want to see. You are creating the optimal internal environment for your external reality to transform. We've journeyed from the mind to the heart. We've seen how clarity gives you the map and how emotion provides the fuel. You now understand that your feelings are a magnetic language that the universe understands, a vibrational currency that you can choose to invest wisely. You have the powerful story of Jim Carrey's check as a testament to this truth, and you have the science of heart coherence to back it up. You know the importance of daily, consistent practice and the pitfalls of shallow, inconsistent effort. You are armed with the knowledge and the tools to become a vibrational match for your deepest desires. The question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? Information alone is not transformation. Transformation happens when you take that information and apply it, when you integrate it into your life and make it your own. It's about moving from knowing the path to walking the path. It's about committing to this practice, not as a chore, but as a sacred act of self-love. It's a commitment to showing up for your future self every single day, to nurturing the seeds of your dreams with the warm, powerful energy of your own heart. I want to invite you right now to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to practice emotional rehearsal every day for the next 30 days, just 5 minutes a day. That's it. 5 minutes to close your eyes, connect with your heart, and feel the feelings of your ideal resolution. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the peace. Make it the first thing you do in the morning or the last thing you do at night. Anchor this new habit into your routine. Create a new ritual of creation in your life. And as you do this, I want you to do one more thing for me, and for this community we are building together. If you are feeling this, if this is resonating with you, I want you to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. Become a part of this journey with us. Because when you subscribe, you are sending a signal, not just to me, but to yourself, that you are serious about this, that you are committed to your growth, and you do not want to miss what's coming next, because our third and final hack is the one that ties it all together. You have your map, you have your fuel, you have the strategy, and you have the energy. You might be thinking, Beverly, this is amazing. What else could there possibly be? Well, there is one more piece. It is the master key. It is the hack that solidifies all your efforts and makes your new reality inevitable. It's the piece that ensures the changes you make are not temporary, but that they become a permanent part of who you are. Because it's one thing to have a clear map, and it's another thing to have a full tank of gas. But you also have to become the driver who is worthy of the destination. The first hack, clarity mapping, was about your mind. It was about what you think. The second hack, emotional rehearsal, was about your heart. It was about what you feel. This third and final hack is about your being. It's about who you are. It's the most profound shift of all. It's a shift in your fundamental identity. It's the difference between someone who is trying to get a new job and someone who is a successful, valued professional. It's the difference between trying to find love and being a loving whole person ready to receive it. This final piece is what I call identity anchoring. It's about consciously choosing and becoming the version of yourself who has already succeeded, who has already overcome the challenge. It's about anchoring that new identity into your present moment so deeply that your external world has no choice but to conform to your new self-concept. It is the ultimate creative act, because you are no longer trying to create something outside of you. You are recreating yourself from the inside out. So please do not go anywhere. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on, because you have come this far and the final revelation is just around the corner. This is where we bring it all home. This is where you learn to embody your success before you see it. This is where you become the person you've always known you were meant to be. Stay with me as we unlock the third and final secret to overcoming any challenge and creating the life of your dreams. Welcome to the final hack, identity anchoring. You attract what you are. Your life mirrors your identity. Identity anchoring is becoming the version of yourself who has already achieved your goal. Ask, who am I once this is resolved? Then act as that person now. Shift from have do be to be do have. Decide who to be first. Change your identity to create the evidence. This makes change permanent. Welcome to the final hack. This is identity anchoring. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. Your life is a mirror of your identity. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to change your identity. It is the process of becoming the version of yourself who has already achieved your goal. Ask yourself, who am I once this is already resolved? Begin to think, act, feel, and make decisions as that person, right now. You start living from your future identity in the present moment. This is the shift from having to do to doing to be. Operate from be do have. Decide who you want to be first. Change your identity to create the evidence. Anchor yourself in that identity. Step into the shoes of your future self until they become your own. This makes the change permanent. Let's talk about the core of every great transformation story. We're moving beyond thinking and feeling to becoming. This is identity anchoring. It's stepping into who you're destined to be before the world gives permission. This is about faithing it until you make it. An internal shift. You start living from the truth of the person who already has it. Anchor yourself in the identity of the person who has already overcome. Who am I once this challenge is resolved? You attract who you are. It's the law. Let's go deeper. Who are you right now, as the person who has already navigated this storm and is standing peacefully on the other side? Get specific. Does this version of you wake up with anxiety or with purpose? Do they complain or speak words of power? You have to build this person, piece by piece, in your mind's eye. This is about remembering the truth of who you were created to be before the world told you otherwise. Your job is to simply remove the layers of doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. Once you have a clear picture, begin embodying them. Ask, what would the victorious, empowered me do? This embodiment rewires your brain to a new reality. You are becoming that person, one choice at a time. I know this works because I have lived it. This principle has been the guiding force of my life. Growing up in poverty, the world had a specific identity for me, limitation, but inside, a whisper of possibility. I saw myself as a communicator. Before the show, I embodied the woman I wanted to become. I acted from that place, even in a small studio. It was about being true to the vision in my heart. The feeling, the identity, had to come first. I had to be the woman capable of hosting the Oprah Winfrey Show long before it existed. Stop waiting for permission. or for circumstances to change. Anchor yourself in the identity of who you want to be. That person is inside you, waiting for you to claim them and start living as them today. Your transformation begins the moment you decide who you are. One of the biggest traps is waiting for results before changing your identity. That is putting the cart before the horse. Your outer world is a mirror, reflecting your self-image. You have to be the one to go first. This requires faith. It's like planting a seed. Trust that it will sprout. Don't wait for proof. Be the cause, not the effect. Decide who you are and show up as that person. Use your conviction wisely. Another major challenge you will face on this journey of identity anchoring is the influence of your old environment. This includes the people, places, and habits that are connected to your old self, the self you are working to transcend. When you start to change, when you begin to embody this new, more powerful identity, you are essentially sending a ripple through your entire energetic field. And, not everyone in your life is going to be comfortable with that ripple. Your growth can often highlight their own stagnation, and that can be very confronting for people. You may find that friends or family members, often with the best of intentions, will try to pull you back into the old box. They'll say things like, "Oh, you've changed," or "Who do you think you are?" They are accustomed to the old you, the predictable you, the you that fit neatly into their world. Your evolution threatens that status quo. It's crucial during this time to understand that their reactions are not about you. They are about their own fears, their own insecurities, and their own resistance to change. You must not let their comfort zone become your cage. This is why it is so important to be fiercely protective of your new identity, especially in the beginning. It's like a tiny, fragile seedling that needs to be shielded from the harsh winds. You may need to lovingly create some distance from people who consistently drain your energy or doubt your vision. You may need to change your routines, to stop visiting the places that trigger your old patterns of thinking and behaving. You have to consciously and deliberately create an environment that supports the person you are becoming, not the person you have been. This means seeking out new communities, new mentors, and new information that aligns with your desired identity. Surround yourself with people who are already living the reality you wish to create. Immerse yourself in books, podcasts, and content that uplifts and inspires you. Your environment is constantly programming your subconscious mind. You must become the conscious curator of that programming. Choose to feed your spirit with what nourishes your growth and lovingly release what no longer serves the magnificent person you are stepping into. Your new identity needs a new home. Build it. Now, for all of you who love to understand the how behind the magic, let's talk about what's happening in your brain when you practice identity anchoring. This isn't just wishful thinking or spiritual woo-woo. It is grounded in the science of neuroplasticity. This is the incredible ability of your brain to reorganize itself, to form new neural connections, and to change throughout your entire life. You are not hardwired to be one way forever. You are the architect of your own brain, and the tool you use for construction is repetition. Every time you consciously choose a thought, an action, or a feeling that is aligned with your new desired identity, you are firing a new set of neurons. When you do this over and over again, those neurons begin to wire together. The more they fire together, the stronger that connection becomes. It's like creating a new path in a dense forest. The first time you walk it, it's difficult and requires a lot of effort. But the more you walk that same path, the clearer and more defined it becomes, until eventually, it's a well-worn, automatic trail. This is how habits and beliefs are formed. Your current identity, the one you're trying to change, is simply a collection of well-worn neural pathways that have been reinforced through years of repetition. Your brain has become incredibly efficient at being that person. The challenge and the opportunity is to consciously and deliberately create new pathways that are even stronger. You are literally rewiring your brain to support your new identity. You are moving from conscious effort to subconscious, automatic behavior. So don't be discouraged if it feels difficult at first. That's a sign that you are forging new territory in your own mind. Every time you choose to act as if, every time you think from the perspective of your future self, you are strengthening that new neural network. Repetition is the mother of skill, and it is also the mother of identity. Be consistent, be persistent, be patient with yourself. You are engaged in the sacred work of remodeling the very architecture of your mind. You are building a brain that is wired for the success, joy, and fulfillment you deserve. I want to give you a powerful practical tool that you can start using today to accelerate this process of identity anchoring. It's an exercise that I have used myself and have shared with so many people over the years, and the results are just profound. We're going to call it the Future Self Letter. It is a beautiful and intimate way to connect with the wisdom and energy of the person you are becoming. It's about creating a tangible anchor that you can return to again and again to reinforce your new identity. Here's what you're going to do. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take a few deep breaths and get centered. I want you to close your eyes and vividly imagine the version of you that has already overcome your current challenge. See this person clearly. Feel their confidence, their peace, their joy. Now from that state, you are going to write a letter. But you are not writing to your future self. You are writing from your future self to the you that is sitting here today. In this letter, your future self is going to offer you encouragement, wisdom, and guidance. They will remind you of your strength and resilience. They will tell you, in detail, how it felt to finally break through. They might share the key lessons they learned along the way, and the most important things you need to remember during the journey. Let the words flow from a place of love, compassion, and absolute certainty. Write as if the success is already a done deal, a memory. Dear Your Name, I am writing to you from our beautiful future, and I need you to know. Once you have written this letter, I want you to read it every single day. Read it in the morning to set the tone for your day, and read it at night before you go to sleep. Let the words wash over you. Feel the truth and the power in them. This letter becomes your sacred text, your personal manifesto. It is a direct line to the identity you are anchoring into. It bypasses the critical mind and speaks directly to your heart, reminding you on a daily basis of who you truly are and what you are capable of. This simple practice will change you from the inside out. Identity anchoring is woven into the fabric of your everyday life in the smallest details. True embodiment happens when the identity of your future self permeates everything you do, one tiny choice at a time. How would the version of you who has overcome this challenge make their bed? How do they answer the phone? How do they walk into a room? These moments are the training ground for your new identity. Your subconscious mind learns from your behavior. Act in a way that is congruent with your desired identity. Even in the smallest of ways, your subconscious starts to get the message. How would the highest, most successful version of me handle this moment? And then, do your best to act from that place. By focusing on these small acts, you are building a powerful momentum. At the heart of identity anchoring is the concept of your self-image. This is the internal picture, the mental blueprint that you hold of yourself. It is the master program that dictates the outer limits of your accomplishments. As the brilliant Dr. Maxwell Maltz taught us in his book, Psycho-Cybernetics, you can never consistently perform in a manner that is inconsistent with the way you see yourself. Your self-image sets the boundaries for your life. It acts like a thermostat, always working to bring your external reality back into alignment with your internal setting. If your internal thermostat is set to struggling or not good enough, it doesn't matter what opportunities come your way. Your subconscious mind will find a way to sabotage them, to bring you back down to that familiar temperature. This is why some people win the lottery and lose it all, or lose weight only to gain it back. They changed their circumstances, but they never changed their internal self-image. They never upgraded their internal thermostat. The work we are doing with identity anchoring is precisely that. We are consciously resetting the thermostat. You are turning up the dial from I am someone who is trying to overcome a challenge to I am someone who is victorious, resilient, and powerful. You are changing the fundamental belief about who you are at your core. This is the deepest work you can do. It's more important than any strategy, technique, or to-do list. Because when you successfully change your self-image, your behavior changes automatically to match it. You no longer have to force yourself to do things. You are simply acting in alignment with who you now believe yourself to be. So take an honest look at your current self-image. What is the story you tell yourself about yourself? What are the labels you have accepted as truth? Are they serving the magnificent life you want to create? If not, it's time for a renovation. It's time to tear down the old limiting self-concept and build a new one, based not on your past, but on your infinite potential. Use the tools we've discussed, the future self-letter, the daily embodiment, the repetition, to consciously craft and install a self-image that is worthy of the destiny that awaits you. As we bring this chapter to a close, I want you to see identity anchoring as the ultimate bridge. It is the bridge between the reality you are currently experiencing and the reality you desire to create. On one side of the bridge is your current self, with all its familiar patterns, beliefs, and limitations. On the other side is your future self, living the life you dream of. The act of identity anchoring is what allows you to walk across that bridge, to make that future reality your present reality. It is the vehicle of your transformation. This isn't about denying your current situation. It's about not letting your current situation define you. You can acknowledge the challenge without identifying with it. You can say, yes, this is what I am currently moving through, but it is not who I am. Who I am is the person on the other side of that bridge. Who I am is powerful, whole, and complete. This subtle but profound shift in language and identity is everything. It takes you out of the role of the victim and places you firmly in the seat of the creator. Every day that you practice this, you take another step across that bridge. Some days you might feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's okay. The key is to keep walking. Keep your eyes fixed on the other side. Keep feeling the feelings of the person who has already arrived. Keep acting from the identity of the person you are becoming. Do not look down at the chasm of doubt and fear below. Keep your focus on your destination, on the truth of who you are becoming. Because here's the beautiful secret. The more you walk this bridge, the more solid it becomes. The more you practice being your future self, the less of a gap there is between the two. Eventually, you will look around and realize you are no longer on the bridge. You have arrived. You have become the person you once aspired to be. The identity is no longer something you are practicing. It is simply who you are. And from that new place, you will look back and see that the challenge you once faced was the very thing that called you to become the magnificent person you are today. My dear friends, what a journey we have been on together today. We've talked about gaining clarity, about rehearsing our emotions, and about anchoring into the truth of who we are destined to become. These are not just concepts, they are lifelines. They are the tools that will allow you to face any challenge, not just in 2025, but for the rest of your beautiful life. The power to change your reality has been inside of you all along. My deepest hope is that our time together has helped you to see it, to feel it, and most importantly, to begin to use it. Remember that you are the author of your life story. Your transformation doesn't end when this video does. In fact, it is just beginning. This is a journey, not a destination. It's a daily practice of choosing to show up for yourself, of choosing to believe in your own power, of choosing to live from a place of intention and purpose. I want to encourage you to keep going, keep peeling back the layers, keep asking the deep questions, and keep celebrating every single step you take towards becoming more of who you truly are. The world is waiting for the unique gifts that only you can bring, and those gifts are unlocked when you overcome the challenges that stand in your way. If you are ready to take the next powerful step in your evolution, I have another video that I believe will serve you deeply. It's called How to Rebrand and Change Your Entire Life in 2025. It's all about taking these internal shifts we've talked about today and expressing them in your outer world, creating a life that is a true and authentic reflection of the magnificent person you have become on the inside. It is the perfect continuation of the work we have started here today. Please, allow yourself the gift of continuing this journey. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me. It is my greatest honor to be a voice of encouragement on your path. Remember who you are. Remember what you are capable of. And go out there and build the most beautiful, fulfilling life you can imagine. Because you, my friend, are worthy of it all. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.